asking about last weekend, dramatic finish to that game. How did it feel
Yeah.
to like kind of get that team rolling and get some positive momentum in that game?
Well, we play a first game against a team that's FBS, and I thought we played pretty well in a lot of factors. Then we go back and stink it up against Virginia State, and that was tough because we had a 2.5 hour rain delay, and then we're out there and it's still kind of lightning. And I wasn't sure we should have been playing then, but we just didn't play very well 2 weeks ago. Against Virginia State. Not taking anything away from them; they're 3-0 now. They've got a good football team. They're very talented. We should have won that football game. So we thought I still know we have a good football team. I told them that, guys, listen, if we can still run the table, there's not a team on our schedule we can't beat. Now, that's not saying we're going to do that, but talent wise, we have it if we just keep going. And, I think offensively, we were productive. Not still, we didn't get as many plays as I'd like, but part of that was because we didn't do a great job on defense getting off the field. We let the quarterback scramble killed us. Like, he ran for about 97 yards, and I think 81 of them or 82 of them was on scrambles where he got out of the pocket, and we didn't do a good job keeping him in the pocket. But, comes down to we made plays when we had to. I think our quarterback, Matt Palazzo, local guy out of Chucky Doak, did a really good job in his first start. He was 15 of 30, but I think we had 5 drops that hit us right in the hand. So he probably should have been more like 20 for 30. And I thought he did a really good job running the offense and making good decisions. So excited about where this team can still go. Yeah, we're 1-2, but we've got a tough one coming up with Catawba coming in home. We haven't played at home since October 28th or something like that of last year. And I think we've been on 1,800 miles or something of road. So it's been tough, but I'm still excited about this group of kids.
Yeah, so let's talk about coming home to face Catawba. I mean, you said there's no one on the TV on the schedule you can't beat, but there's also no one in the conference that's like a pushover. I mean, this is going to be a tough game.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're great on offense. Their quarterback, I think, leading the conference in passing, and they got a really dynamic receiver, number 6. He's outstanding also. I think coach is a new coach there. He led the country in passing last year as the offensive coordinator where he was in D2. So obviously a lot of respect for what they do. They're a great football team. I think their defense is playing well. Their DC's from Dayton. I'm pretty familiar with some of the things he does. I think they're doing a really good job. They're 2-1 right now, and we're 1-2. So we got to come in there, and we got a game at home. We've got to make sure that we start stacking practices. I tell the kids it's by 1 or 100. You don't care how you win, and stats don't mean anything. The only thing that stats matter, the only stat that matters is a W, and that's why we say, hey, we got to win by 1 or 100. Nothing else matters. But what we've got to do is focus in. Our preparation last week was outstanding, and I think that's why we won the football game.
You mentioned Palazzo. I was going to ask you about him. I mean, he's still a young guy. How do you get him and maybe some of the younger guys that you're now depending on? How do you get them ready to start and to take over this team and elevate this team?
Well, Matt is a guy that's extremely smart, 3.8 GPA student. He's a guy that has worked awful hard. When he came in, he was not ready for this kind of competition. But every year the kid just shows up and works. And, he made some really nice throws. He's a big body guy, 6'4", about 230, runs good enough that they got to worry about his feet a little bit too. He's not going to give you a lot of moves, but he runs good enough that, he can run some quarterback run game, and he throws the ball well. So he's improved as much as anybody we've had on our team. My biggest thing is I tell him, just drive the bus, man. Just, all you're doing is you're a point guy. I want you distributing to our guys who can really, really run. And I think if we get that, then we're going to be pretty good. Preston didn't do a bad job, but he was just struggling a little bit. He's a redshirt freshman, and Matt's been in the program a little bit longer. We felt like giving him the opportunity, and I think he did a really nice job. And all those guys in that quarterback room have done a really good job of supporting each other, even though they're competing for the job.
So is he kind of more like an Alex Smith kind of quarterback?
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that's a good comparison. Wow, you pulled that one out of you, Alex Smith. But I think that's a good comparison. He runs the ball well. He's a game manager, but he can run the ball well enough that you got to account for him in the running game, and we can do some different things with him. Extremely cerebral kid, so he's going to work really hard at it. Really happy for Maddie. Like I said, couldn't be a better person to lead our team, and he's just got to keep getting better. And the key to being a good quarterback is being consistent week in, week out. If you can do that and be consistent against different concepts and different coverages and different defenses, then that means you're, getting better and being pretty good. And that's going to be his challenge this week, is to be consistent. Played pretty well last week. We need to stack one of those and have another good performance from him this week.
Final question. You talked about the defense and kind of struggling with the quarterback's scramble. Is that something that you can work on, or is that just maybe getting them positioned a little bit better, or how do you fix that?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with you're balancing up your rush lanes, but we had some things in where we just busted with the D line a little bit. They're playing awful well. I'm not, I think we had 4 sacks. We had 4 the week before. We're playing pretty good on defense. The stats don't always look at, but we played 30 more. The thing is, get off the field on third down, right? We played 30 more plays for various reasons than our offense did. They had 390 yards of offense on 81 plays. We had 270 on 51 plays. That's my thing. I was on our defense yesterday about it a little bit, just saying, hey guys, if we give the ball to our offense more, then we got a chance. Now, part of that is we dropped 3 picks that hit us dead in the hands, right? We had 2. We should have had 5. That happened to us again last week. We dropped 2 more. We've got it. We're going to keep working on catching the ball. But right now, we probably should be leading the country's interceptions like we did last year. But we just dropped picks. So we're getting our hands on balls and making guys guess in coverage. So we got to do a better job with that aspect of it too. So really, when you look at it defensively, it's a little bit of everything, right? You can't blame it on one group, but we do have to do a better job with our rush lanes with the D line.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Coach. I appreciate it.